streaming live, tackling the topics everyone's talking about online. Share, engage, interact. This is Newsfeed Now.
What's good, y'all? I'm Jay Burr in for Aaron Nolan, so obviously the show's going to be a lot better. Just messing with him. Hell, can you believe 2019? It's already come to an end. Today, we're taking a look back at this past year as we prepare for a new one. Now, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Well, in 2019 really didn't matter whether it was battered and fried on a bun or still in the shell. Both became viral sensations this year. Trending moments hatched every day, but Jeremy Roth has a recap of those that cracked into our lives and will be remembered for years to come.
2019 was a year of a wide variety of trending and viral topics. What better place to start than the Chicken Wars? In 2019, Popeye's Chicken challenged the pecking order and dropped a sandwich on their menu, taking on behemoth Chick-fil-A. It was hardly poultry in motion. In fact, it got a little ugly, with the chicken chains trading jabs on social media. But just as Popeyes got some marketing momentum, they sold out of the sandwich. Eventually, it did come back, but amid the fast food fervor, there were shouting matches, assaults, and arrests. It's just chicken, people. Come on! They say art imitates life. In 2019, life imitated art when Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper performed an intimate live rendition of Shallow from A Star Is Born at the Oscars. The steamy performance ignited an Are They, Aren't They avalanche on Twitter, but the romantic theory proved shallow when Gaga addressed the trending topic, assuring fans the fireworks were just a byproduct of two dedicated performers.
Yeah.
An Instagram user's mission to get the most likes for a photo of an egg turned out to be no yolk. The pic was posted with the caption, "Let's set a world record together and get the most liked post." The egg didn't just get over the previous record holder, Kylie Jenner's number, it got over easy. It beat Jenner's 18 million likes with a whopping 53 million. Whew, that's what I call gone viral. Homemade video app TikTok crossed the billion download mark in 2019, and while it was trending, it spawned another trend. Lil Nas X's Old Town Road went from a TikTok meme to the longest-running #1 on Billboard's Hot 100. It inspired a slew of remixes and imitators, and a bunch of stolen Old Town Road signs. No, really. And then there was Baby Shark. Look, you heard it, you hummed it, and 4.1 billion YouTube views later, you tried to forget it but couldn't. So let's just move on. This is Jeopardy, and this was bananas. Week in and week out, viewers watched contestant James Holzhauer go on a 33-episode tear and break single-game earnings records for the iconic game show. But before you could say, "In your face, Ken Jennings," Holzhauer's earning streak came to an end just a mere $58,000 short of the know-it-all champion's $2.52 million haul. So did you try the bottle cap challenge in 2019? The idea was simple. Try to remove a loose-fitting bottle cap with a roundhouse kick without knocking over the bottle. It started in the world of mixed martial arts fighter Max Holloway, but before you knew it, everyone from singer John Mayer to action star Jason Statham got a kick out of it. What started as a Facebook event posted as a joke to storm Area 51 and see them aliens turned into a full-on craze with over 2 million users clicking either going or interested. It brought tons of tourists to the area, but ultimately there was no raid, and the event organizer eventually expressed regret at the monster he'd created. Speaking of creating a monster, ahead of the holiday season, Peloton released an ad showing a woman being gifted one of their pricey exercise bikes and embarking on a year-long fitness journey, and it did not go over well. Critics ripped everything from the husband's seemingly tone-deaf choice of gift to the wife's stunning transformation from a fit, attractive woman to a fit, attractive woman. It wasn't all bad, though. It made a budding star out of the actress, who was quickly cast in an aviation gin ad showing her ironically drinking her sorrows away. Oh, and both of those ads went viral. In Atlanta, I'm Jeremy Roth.
A couple things there. The Popeye's chicken sandwich. I mean, it was legit. I mean, you tried it, right? Yeah, so, I mean, come on. You can't be wrong. It doesn't have to be better than Chick-fil-A, one or the other. And then, the Area 51, my son, he was real big on this. The Naruto runners? From the anime and all that? Yeah, that stuff was wild, man. I'm still ready to see dem aliens here. Well, we segue here with deadly tragedies, health epidemics, historic natural disasters, even an impeachment investigation rivaling those of the Nixon and Clinton eras. Nadia Romero has a look back at the stories that most impacted America in 2019.
It doesn't feel like impeachment. And you know what? It's a phony deal. And they cheapen the word impeachment.
President Donald Trump lashing out against House Democrats who voted to make him the third president ever to be impeached. The vote was sparked by an investigation into President Trump that shook up Washington for months, prompted by an anonymous whistleblower report alleging President Trump and White House officials held back aid to Ukraine and pressured its new president to announce an investigation into the Bidens. Despite the impeachment actions in the House, the Mueller report did not find sufficient evidence to charge Trump or his campaign with criminal conspiracy connected with the 2016 Russian election interference.
There's an escalating. Acts are not madness. They are driven by hate.
Mass shootings continue to plague the nation in 2019. On February 15th, 5 were killed at a business in Aurora, Illinois. On May 31st, 12 were killed at a Virginia Beach municipal building. On July 28th, 3 were killed at the Garlic Festival in Gilroy, California. On August 3rd, 22 people were killed at an El Paso Walmart. Hours later, on August 4th, 9 people were killed outside a bar in Dayton, Ohio. On August 31st, 7 people were killed in a shooting spree in West Texas. And on November 4th, 9 Americans were killed in an ambush in northern Mexico.
Sick and dying, they brought themselves down here to speak.
After years of battling with Congress, 9/11 first responders and victims won their fight. President Trump authorized the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund through the year 2090.
So measles has come back.
2019 saw the worst measles outbreak in the U.S. since 1992, after the disease was declared eliminated in 2000. More than 1,200 cases were reported in more than 30 states. The outbreak was linked to unvaccinated international travelers. Vaping tightened its deadly grip on America in 2019. Around 50 people have died of lung illnesses linked to vaping, and more than 2,500 cases of lung injuries have been reported nationwide, sparking a battle between lawmakers and e-cigarette companies, especially over flavored products targeting younger Americans. Hollywood was rocked by the arrest of high-profile actresses Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. The celebs were just 2 of dozens charged by the Justice Department for using their wealth and status to bribe college admission administrations and facilitate cheating on standardized testing.
Can I give her a hug, please?
Tears flowing in a Texas courtroom. The brother of a murdered victim embracing his brother's killer. Amber Geiger, a former Dallas police officer, was sentenced to 10 years in prison for killing Botham Jean, an unarmed black man, in his own apartment. Firing up one of the largest strikes against an American company ever. Nearly 50,000 General Motors employees walked off the job. The strike came to an end when the United Auto Workers Union voted in favor of a 4-year labor deal.
We woke up to seeing things flying off the walls.
2 back-to-back earthquakes rocked Southern California, the strongest to strike the area in 20 years, destroyed homes and businesses, and generated thousands of aftershocks.
We know that recovery is a long-term thing.
After being battered by Hurricane Dorian, Ocracoke Island, a popular tourist destination off the coast of North Carolina, reopened more than 2 months after the storm devastated the island. Dorian was the strongest hurricane on record to hit the Bahamas, making landfall as a monster Category 5 storm, killing dozens, leaving many missing, and devastating Abaco Island. A historical milestone took place 250 miles above Earth, the first all-female spacewalk outside the International Space Station.
For us, this is really just us doing our job.
I'm Nadia Romero, and those are some of the nation's most impactful stories of 2019.
And as you saw there, Hurricane Dorian, arguably the most notable weather disaster of the year, but that's not the only record-breaking weather event we saw in 2019. From tornadoes to floods, Daryl Forges has a look at some of the year's top weather stories.
Howling winds, catastrophic flooding, and indescribable destruction. In September, one of the year's worst weather events battered the Bahamas. Hurricane Dorian first made landfall on the Abaco Islands as a 185-mile-per-hour Category 5. Then, just hours later, Dorian made its second landfall on Grand Bahama and stalled. Fierce winds lashed the island for nearly 24 hours.
Where I was staying, the roof caved in, the wall caved in.
Homes and businesses were wiped off their foundations or splintered like toothpicks. The storm surge and relentless rain led to devastating and deadly flooding.
It came over the roof. I would imagine 21 feet at least.
Howard Armstrong survived the storm, but his wife did not.
And she just drowned on me.
I'm so sorry.
I know.
More than 600 people were killed, and hundreds of others are still missing. Just days later,
Hurricane Dorian has its sights set on North Carolina.
And on September 6th, the storm made landfall over Cape Hatteras at a 90-mile-per-hour Category 1. But its effects were felt all across the Carolinas. High winds, downed power lines in Charleston, South Carolina, kicked up violent surf along the coast, and spawned a couple of tornadoes, including this one near Wilmington, North Carolina.
It was so fast. I remember hearing a loud noise. Next thing I know, the trailer started shaking.
According to Google Trends, Hurricane Dorian is the most searched news story of 2019. Also in September,
the most wild thing I have ever seen.
Tropical Storm Imelda dumped heavy flooding rains across parts of South Texas.
Just about every road in Winnie is flooded right now.
The storm formed near the Texas coast and made landfall an hour and a half later. As it slowly moved inland, Imelda inundated towns, prompting water rescues and road closures, and caused rivers to rise and overflow their banks. Several barges on the San Jacinto River broke free, with one slamming into a bridge along Interstate 10 and two becoming lodged underneath. According to the National Weather Service, Harris County received more than 15 inches of rain, while some areas in nearby Jefferson County picked up more than 3.5 feet. In the spring, severe storms produced numerous damaging tornadoes. Between late April and late May, there were 500 reports of tornadoes across 22 states, including Ohio, Oklahoma, and Missouri, and Kansas.
It sounded like a freight train going over.
Tens of thousands of people were left in the dark, and dozens of homes were damaged or destroyed.
Felt like some hail or something, and my husband looked up and he said, well, we don't have a roof anymore.
May of 2019 set a record with tornadoes reported for 14 consecutive days. And in Northern California,
they're very erratic. They haven't calmed down much.
Hurricane-force wind gusts helped fuel the Kincaid fire in Sonoma County. Flames erupted in late October and quickly spread, making the blaze hard to contain.
We just can't keep ahead of it.
The massive fire raged for nearly 2 weeks near Geyserville, prompting thousands of people to leave their homes. The Kincaid fire charred nearly 78,000 acres and destroyed more than 300 structures.
They'll rebuild, and it's just heartbreaking for them, to lose everything. I couldn't imagine.
I'm Daryl Forges reporting.
Well, from big box office to celebrity scandals, from Lizzo to Keanu, wild year in entertainment. David Daniel looks at some of the highlights, and I guess you could say some of the lowlights from 2019.
It was a year of Disney domination. The mega studio, which already owned Lucasfilm, Marvel, and Pixar, completed its acquisition of 21st Century Fox. It also owned the box office, breaking its own yearly ticket sales record with more than $10 billion globally, led by Avengers Endgame, which made a worldwide record $2.8 billion. Domestically, Disney had 6 of the year's 7 top-grossing films, and that was before Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker hit theaters. Disney also started its own streaming service, Disney Plus, amassing more than 10 million subscribers within days of launch. But it wasn't the only new combatant in the streaming wars. Apple TV Plus also joined the fray, taking on more established services such as Netflix and Amazon Prime Video. 2019 did not bring George R.R. Martin's long-awaited last 2 books in his Song of Ice and Fire series, but on TV, HBO's Game of Thrones ended its 8-season run with a lot of dead characters and more than a few fan complaints.
He's the puppet master.
The Lifetime documentary Surviving R. Kelly prompted new investigations of the singer, who now faces federal charges in Illinois and New York related to sexual misconduct. He's pleaded not guilty and is being held without bond in Chicago. Also in the Windy City, actor Jussie Smollett told police 2 men attacked him, yelling racist and homophobic slurs. After investigating, police arrested Smollett, accusing him of staging the assault, though he denied that and the charges were eventually dropped. In Los Angeles, rapper and community activist Nipsey Hussle was killed outside his clothing store. We also lost filmmaker John Singleton and actor Luke Perry, both to massive strokes, both in their early 50s. 2 Hollywood actresses were among the 50-plus people charged in the college admissions scandal. Felicity Huffman pleaded guilty, admitting she paid $15,000 to boost her daughter's SAT scores and served 11 days in federal prison. Lori Loughlin and her husband deny allegations they paid $500,000 to get their daughters into the University of Southern California under false pretenses. They face up to 45 years in prison if convicted.
You're supposed to hold me down, but you're holding me back.
The year's breakout music star, Lizzo. The relentlessly positive singer, songwriter, and rapper hit #1 on the Billboard chart with her self-empowerment anthem, Truth Hurts. She brought down the house with performances from the VMAs to NPR, led the Grammy nominations, and even popped up on the big screen in Hustlers. No wonder Time magazine named her its Entertainer of the Year. Selena Gomez returned with Lose You to Love Me from her first album since 2015, when she revealed she has the autoimmune disease lupus. And Keanu Reeves was everywhere in 2019, starring in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, lending his voice to Toy Story 4, popping up in the trailer for the video game Cyberpunk 2077, playing an over-the-top version of himself in Always Be My Maybe, and even showing up in the trailer for the SpongeBob movie Sponge on the Run.
Hello. Call me Sage.
Good name.
I'm made out of sage and I am a sage, so it works out pretty well.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All right, the only problem I really had with that was the character of the year, and it was mentioned there, Disney Plus, Baby Yoda. How you not gonna mention Baby Yoda? Y'all back me up on that. Yeah, see, I'm getting all the head nods here. So, Disney Plus, I gotta try that out. I hear it's like the greatest thing ever. So for 2020, that'll be my New Year's resolution. I'm gonna get me some Disney Plus. I'm gonna go back, I'm gonna binge The Mandalorian and all that good stuff here. So, all right, that's gonna do it for 2019. Come at us here. What do you remember from 2019? What do you want to see come 2020? Whether it be news, politics, sports, whatever. Make sure you get at us. You see the hashtag right up there. It's way over there. There it is. Newsfeed now. So make sure you tweet at us, all that good stuff there. And, we'll interact here because that's what we do here on Newsfeed now. We talk back. So make sure you get there with us there. And, hey, here is to a very fantastic 2020 filled with more Baby Yoda. We'll have to see how wild it is going to be. Have a great day and also have a happy and blessed New Year. We will see you back here. Newsfeed now.